Hello again everybody, and welcome back to my character Crusade Unbound Season 2 Let's Play featuring Alusell, the Alteration Swordsman. Uh, Welcome back. I'm actually excited to get back to my Let's Play here. It's been a little while. Alusell's just been standing here the whole time. But the wife is out of town for the weekend, so I get to binge on Skyrim a little bit. Record some episodes. Yeah, so we left with a little bit of a cliffhanger last time. Alusell is finding his way through Saarthal on a field trip with the new Winterhold class for the College of Winterhold. Found some strange artifact that led to a little bit of a tomb in here that is crawling with Draugr. And our teacher, our instructor Tolfdir, wanted us to go explore further. So here we are. Alusell is actually really excited to see what secrets this place holds, as a lot of the architecture and things that he's seeing in here remind him of his encounter with Haldir at Haldir's cairn. So he's hoping to get some kind of new information on the whole Hevnarag Vokun curse that Haldir imparted upon him in his second meeting with Haldir, be it a vision or not. On the way down here, we were visited by a Sijic monk who was able to talk with us privately. It looked like he froze time or something. Neither Raya, our porter behind us, nor Tolfdir were actually able to see or hear the monk, as he told us that basically he's watching us and we're going to be judged on our actions here. So that's got the wheels turning a little bit. Maybe Haldir was involved with the Sijic somehow. That effect was very similar with what Haldir, how Haldir communicated with him at the campsite at Falkreath, and what this monk did in this tomb. So that's something to think about. I also vividly remember running in here and dying immediately when I hit the that shock rune there, so let's be careful this time. And put the crawl back into dungeon crawl here. What do we have? Probably flames would be the best. There we go. And it's been a while. I don't know how many spells I have left on my Vancian magic count here. 9. Alright, that's gonna have to do. Oh, it's so dark. Do I really want to spend another spell on a candlelight spell? Hopefully Raya just keeps that torch out for us here. Jeez, if I knew that this... It's been a while since I've done Saarthal, sorry. If I knew that there was another rune right around the corner, I would have kept that flame spell going. And it wouldn't have, I could have saved one more spell in our counts for our Vancian magic pool there. Okay, I've watched a lot of Let's Plays, and invariably, everybody has trouble with this puzzle. There is a really simple trick to it, and I hope you all adopt it, because it's you're gonna put your face right in your palm when you realize how simple that this puzzle can be. A lot of people just go around and turn these pillars until they get everything to match up, but here's the thing. Each one of these pillars here turns a different amount of other pillars. So that one over there turned 3. This one over here turns all 4. This one here turns 2, and this is the last one. It only turns itself. So if you start, and none of these overlap. Well, I'm sorry, they do overlap, but they don't overlap in the way that will hinder the system from working. So if we put, this is the one that turned all 4 of them. So if we start with this in place, then we're good for all the rest of them. I'm sorry, this will start to make sense a little more as we go. So the next one, this one turned 3 different pillars. So that is going to be our next priority, to get this matched up with the symbol behind it. This one was the next priority, because this one turns 2 different pillars. Once we got that one in place, then this one only turns itself. So at this point we're all good. Now let's go ahead and mix all these up so we can go through and so I can prove my theory, because it's harder to explain than it is to actually show. So we're going to go with the most disruptive pillar first, which is this guy right here. And we're going to match it up with its symbol on the wall behind it. And then we're going to do this one because this one turns 3 pillars. That one's matched up. It didn't change this one. Then we go to this one because this one does 2 pillars. And then finally we do this one because it doesn't affect any other pillars, and we're good. All good. It's that simple. I hope that makes sense to you. Playing through this countless times, I've come up with a little bit of a system to be able to do it in seconds now, so hope that helps you out. I know it can be frustrating. We got a dead bug here. It's not worth anything. Something tells me there's going to be trouble up here soon.
I thought it high time I caught up with you.
Oh yeah, as soon as I solve the super complicated puzzle, then he's like, oh yeah, wait up. Oh jeez. He just didn't want to look stupid in front of the new student. I get it. It's a valuable book. No skills on it, but I'll take it anyway. Alchemy. There's that trigger.
Yes, my thing.
Raya put her torch away. I might be forced to just use the Candlelight spell here. I think so. I think it's going to put us down to 7 spells remaining. Which is not many, especially considering what is coming up. Not that Alusell knows that. Alright, who did it? Tolfdir. It had to be Tolfdir. I'm running Amazing Follower tweaks, and it gives all my followers the Lightfoot perk, which prevents them from triggering traps, so had to be Tolfdir. It's a really nice feature, but when you have like non-standard followers like Tolfdir in this situation, and things like resurrected enemies that you're using for like a necromancer build, none of them have the Lightfoot perk, so they'll trigger everything they step on. Come on, guys. Alright, that doesn't seem to be working for Raya. Another feature of Amazing Follower tweaks is you should be able to press the sheath or unsheath button to get them to move behind you. That doesn't seem to be working there. But she eventually got out of the way. Alright, something tells me I need to quick save here.
Well now, would you look at that? I never imagined we'd find something like this.
Kodak moment.
Huh?
That it? That your best?
Work. Keep it busy. I'll try to drain some of its power. There, they're attacking.
Alright, come here. You dead crusty bastard. Alright. Oh! I don't remember him doing that.
This is utterly unique.
Well, that went better than the Haldir fight. That distorted shape perk really came in handy there. Let's see what Tolfdir has to say about this.
What could this place be?
I don't know. What is this thing?
I have no idea. This is amazing. Absolutely amazing. The Archmage needs to be informed immediately. He needs to see this for himself. I don't dare leave this unattended. Can you return to the college and inform Sabo Saran of this discovery? Please, hurry.
Yeah. Making the new guy do all the footwork. Jirik Galderson. Galder Fragment. Gonna be taking that. Definitely the Writ of Sealing here. Staff of Jirik Galderson. Yep. So I have some stuff to say about this. But first, I didn't use any spells there, so now I have plenty to be able to see some stuff. To be able to loot. Yeah, so you saw that I took some of those magical items. Alusell is not a fan of enchanted gear. He really doesn't like using it because it's not of his own making or his own power. All enchanted gear is power borrowed from something else because it's driven off of soul gems and soul energy. Alusell does these dungeon dives and these combat missions as tests, as ways to test himself and his progress, and he's not going to get a fair test of himself if he's using the souls of other creatures and people. But he took the Galdir amulet, or yeah, what is that called? I'm getting my Galder and my Haldir mixed up here. Galder Amulet Fragment. He's taken this, and he's also taking the Staff of Jirik Galderson. Just because he might be able to study these things and get some insight into his current situation. He is getting some strong, familiar vibes from this fight as he did with his fight with Haldir. They're both formidable entities. They're both ancient. They both look similar, and they both are found in similar tombs. So there might be a connection between Haldir and the Galderson kids. Alusell doesn't know they're kids yet, but or brothers or siblings at least, but he will very shortly. Before we go, we wanna check out this writ, the Writ of Sealing. I think the curiosity is just gonna get sorry, excuse me, get the better of Alusell. He's not gonna be able to wait to get back to the college before he reads this. Be bound here, Jirik, murderer, betrayer, condemned by your crimes against realm and lord. May your name and your deeds be forgotten forever, and the charm which you bear be sealed by our word. Interesting. So Alusell is going to have to do some more research on this. This was basically redacted information. All knowledge of this guy and maybe either the staff or the amulet fragment or both, somebody at some point tried to erase all of this from history. That just means to Alusell that there's something worth knowing there. So yeah, this is going to be a very interesting experience for Alusell, I think. What is that chanting? Are you seeing that, Raya? Am I going crazy? Ice form. So, if the possibility that Alusell was going mad was fading from his consideration, oh, we gotta take that one amulet off. He doesn't want that on. Enchanted items are you. Yeah, so if the possibility of him being mad was fading in his own mind, this completely restored it. Internally, he was drawn to this wall by some sensation that only he could experience. Raya didn't seem to be affected by it at all. And when he approached it, he found that he had some weird understanding of one of the words, one of these symbols here. And he got imagery of living things being frozen solid in ice. He's not going to voice this to Raya because, well, he's not a big fan of Raya at the moment. Just because she's helping him a little too much with the combat, and it doesn't allow him to test himself as he would like. But also the possibility of him actually being crazy is is a little higher now, and he doesn't want to convey that fear onto his porter at this point. So I guess we should head back to the college. Alusell's actually looking forward to that. This is going to be the first chance that he gets to check out the Arcanium, or the library, as they call it. And do some of his own research. See if he can find anything about Haldir, Hevnarak, or Vokun, or the old Hroldan area. All of these things were kind of key points of the story that Haldir told him at the campsite in Falkreath. So these are things he's going to try to research when he gets a chance. And I was thinking about it earlier. I've mentioned before that he's also going to try to... oh geez, now it's been too long. I don't remember the way back without looking at the map. Maybe I can find my way back here. I was thinking about it before, and I think I mentioned that he is going to try to find any information on the Dragon Cult, or the Dragon Wars, or the dragons and the dragon priests. But it struck me that he doesn't really know at this point that the dragons and the dragon cult and the dragon priests were that they were part of this whole Draugr Ancient Norn tomb experience here. Uh-oh. Is that Berlina, maybe? Or is it an enemy? No, it's definitely a bad guy. Oops, I missed. I missed. Oh, jeez. Made the same mistake of leaving a spell in my left hand. And I tried to block and I just cast Candlelight on myself. That's amazing. Really gotta get into the habit of unequipping that left hand whenever I'm done with that spell. So yeah, it occurred to me that Alusell wouldn't be able to make that connection because he doesn't have all the information that I or we do through thousands of hours of playing this game on the lore and the dragon cult. But I think that it seems reasonable that Haldir, oh, see, now I'm going the wrong way. I mean, we did want to visit the Shrine of Azura, but yeah, need to go almost completely the opposite way here. But it occurs to me that Haldir might have filled in a few blanks on Hevnarak and Vokun. During their little dialogue. As far as what a Dragon Priest is on a very, very basic level. So I think that would help him connect the dots between the Draugr, the ancient Nord ruins, and the Dragon Cult, and the dragons. So I don't think it's too far-fetched that he would be able to make that connection at this point. So if he does find something in the library at the college, he will definitely take that into account. And just so you guys know, I'm trying to keep this story open-ended. I don't really have much of a master plan in terms of where Alusell's journey is going to take him. I wanted to keep it really open-ended because there are going to be story elements that the Character Crusade podcast guys are going to be feeding us every other week or so. And I want to be able to make sure that Alusell and the state of his story, or Alusell and his story, are in a state that we can handle whatever they throw at us. So for right now, I'm just between podcast episodes for this Unbound season. I'm just kind of winging it, just trying to figure out what Alusell would be thinking and what his motivations would be. And in turn, what that would motivate him toward doing, or things that he would be pursuing and acting on that, instead of just blindly following quest lines. In other words, it's more character driven than game driven. Alright. We're looking for the Archmage.
What you learn here will last you a lifetime. Several, if you're talented.
That is definitely an interesting concept, but I have some more pressing matters right now.
It's no secret that the college's reputation in Skyrim is tainted.
I've gotten that impression for sure. So some stuff happened in Saarthal that you need to know about.
Please don't tell me that another one of the apprentices has been incinerated. I have enough to deal with right now.
You see, these comments about student safety are really not instilling the most confidence here. But no, that wasn't about it. That's not what this is about. We found some sort of orb in Saarthal, and Tolfdir's pretty freaked out about it. He wanted you to see it.
I see. I trust that Tolfdir will provide a more specific explanation. Thank you for bringing this to my attention. Tolfdir normally looks after your little group, yes? Since he's apparently occupied, and I will need to see this discovery for myself, I think perhaps you should begin researching the subject. Speak with Urag in the Arcanium. See if he's aware of anything that matches your discovery. And good work. The next time you find yourself exploring Nordic ruins, perhaps this will be helpful.
Alright. Hey, have you ever met with anyone from the Sijic Order?
Personally? No, not I. One of their number used to advise the Archmage when I was but an apprentice here. But that was a great many years ago, before all the members of the Order were called back to the Isle of Artaeum, and it disappeared entirely.
Interesting. Alright.
Until
Thank you.
next time.
Off to the Arcanium. Probably don't need Raya putzing around in the Arcanium while we're trying to research. And I think Alusell is a bit eager for some time alone here. So I'm trying to think of where the best place would be to drop her off. Could be either my quarters or the inn, or maybe right here. It suddenly occurs to me
Yes,
that we
my
might
friend. Do you
want
want
to
something?
flesh out Raya's character a little bit. She's going to be spending a lot of time with us. It would be nice if she weren't just some mindless robot carrying our stuff and stealing all our kills. Yeah, I don't know. I have to think on that. But she seems quite content actually here in the Arcanium, so maybe I'll
I'm
just
still
have her
here.
hang out here.
We
Maybe she
stopped.
has some of
What
her
is it?
own research to do. I don't think Alusell will be too interested to know what's making her tick at this point, so I'm probably going to let that go, but if she wants to hang out in the Arcanium, she's more than willing to do it as long as she's not constantly looking over our shoulder. Dismiss, but hang out here. I know where to find you if we need you.
I
Hello.
care little for idle conversation, but perhaps you need help with conjuration magic.
Maybe. Actually, I do have some conjuration training.
If you require assistance with summoning techniques, please let me know. If you would, please also contain your summons to the college grounds. The locals do not need to be agitated further by Atronachs roaming their town. The summoning of undead is even less advisable outside the college.
Alusell's not really too interested in anything conjuration, but he does think that it's useful to know the ground rules of the place that he's going to be spending some time in. So summoning undead isn't frowned upon?
I sure know. Those archaic policies died out with the Mages Guild, and were never enforced here. Necromancy, as any other type of magic, is a tool to be used. Of course, non-mages may not see it that way, so we don't go around flaunting it.
How many conjurers are there around Skyrim?
Not within society, no. Many who practice within the school of conjuration do so on their own, secretly. Phalion is the only one I know who is public about what he does. He was once my teacher here, but left the college years ago.
Alright, well, I was just on the expedition to Saarthal. and I picked up some stuff that you might be interested in buying.
Spells and incantations for those with the talent to cast them.
We're gonna keep the Calderson staff there. Get rid of all this stuff. This is a really interesting book to find in a tomb that had been sealed for hundreds of years. I don't think the Empire had been established, much less having an emperor that was several generations deep, such as Pelagius, at the time of the Night of Tears and all of that. So that's very interesting. If Alusell suspected that this book had anything to do with any of the ancient Nord rites or any of the dragon cult or anything, he would probably keep it and read it, but he knows about the Empire, he knows about Pelagius, and he's not too interested in going over that information at this point. So he'll sell it off, and all this stuff can go away. Alright, we'll see if we can find another vendor for the rest of this stuff. Yeah, okay, let's go ahead and talk to Urag here.
I don't want to see you treating any of these books poorly. Are we clear?
Completely. I would never disrespect any of these books.
You are now in the Arcanium, of which I am in charge. It might as well be my own little plane of oblivion. Disrupt my Arcanium, and I will have you torn apart by angry Atronachs. Now, do you require assistance?
Okay, that was a bit harsh, but yeah, this is quite an impressive library.
A mage is only as good as what he knows. I try to make sure as much knowledge is available as possible. We've been keeping this collection since the Second Era. Books have come and gone during that time, but it's mostly intact.
So also impressive, you tend to take your work very seriously.
Of course I do. If I didn't, most of these books would have been burned to ashes or dissolved to nothing before the Third Era. Mages need to be reminded to be careful around research materials.
Sounds wise. So, Alusell is impressed with Urag. He sees him as a potential very important source for guidance in his research on ancient Nord history. So, he very much respects Urag's knowledge and his respect for books and history and knowledge in general. So, these guys might become friends. I need to learn something, learn about something that we found in Saarthal.
I know what you want. Word travels fast around here. Discovered some big mystery, huh? Well, you don't even need to ask. No, I don't have anything for you. Not anymore, anyway.
You really don't have anything that can help?
I said not anymore. Orthorn stole a number of books when he ran off to Felglow Keep to join those summoners. Some kind of peace offering. I think one of those volumes may have had some relevant information. If you want them, you'll have to talk to Orthorn.
Oh, that's interesting. That sounds like one of those groups that, oh no, I can't think of his name. The Conjuration trainer just told us about. Great. So who is this Orthorn guy?
He was an apprentice here at the college. Not very skilled, but got involved with a group of mages who took a liking to him. When they left, he took off after them. Stole supplies and books from the college. I suppose as a way to ingratiate himself.
And nobody cares that Orthorn stole things from the college?
Not enough to bother with. Archmage Aaron's approach to these things is just to let them sort themselves out. Although now it looks like you'll be doing the sorting. Good luck with that.
Yeah. Thanks. So what are these mages doing in Felglow Keep? Sorry, I can't speak tonight.
Let's just call it a difference of opinion with the college. They were interested in research that goes outside the bounds of what the college allows, so they were persuaded to leave.
I see. So hey, are there any special books you're looking for?
As a matter of fact, there are. Have you ever heard of Shalador? Immensely powerful mage, back in the First Era. Had an understanding of magic few have ever matched. He holed himself up in Labyrinthian, and devoted all his time to research and study. But more than you would imagine possible. Since then, his writings have been scattered all over Skyrim, but are little use to anyone who can't translate them. I'm one of the few who can. I've heard whispers of more of his work having turned up. If you can track it down, it may prove useful to all of us.
Awesome, so that's kind of perfect, actually. Alusell happens to be very interested in ancient magic that has been shrouded in mystery. So, if this Shalador fellow and his research can help him gain any information or insight on his current curse situation, and any background information on Haldir or the Dragon Priests, he is definitely game for that. So I'm probably going to be doing a lot of work for Urag, which is going to take me all over the province. It's going to give me some fuel for the engine here, so that I always have something to do and something to pursue here. Is there any more college business I can help you with?
All right then.
Oh, geez, I just took too long.
I don't want to see you
Flapping my
treating any
gums.
of these books poorly. Are we clear?
Yeah.
If you're feeling adventurous, I'm always looking for someone to procure valuable books from some more dangerous locations.
Sounds like my kind of thing.
Well, all right. Here. I scribbled down the last place I'd heard about. Check it out, but be careful.
Cool, sounds good. What do you have for sale?
Please make sure your hands are clean before touching anything, all right?
Just gonna take a quick look here and see if there is anything pertinent. To what Alusell is looking for here. This one, definitely. I think this is the Galder quest here. So definitely taking that one.
All right then.
Okay, let's get this out of the way, I suppose.
You there. I have questions for you. You were in Saarthal, yes? It has come to my attention that something was found there.
Alusell being from Hammerfell, who is still resistant to Thalmor order, still fighting the Thalmor there, is extremely distrustful of any kind of Thalmor, so he's going to be very coy with this Unkano fellow.
I know full well that you have. Please do not insult my intelligence. Tolfdir is still there now, is he? I shall expect a full report when he returns.
Why does this matter to you anyway?
Something was discovered in Saarthal that was significant enough that Tolfdir sent a new member of the college alone to deliver word. That sounds precisely like the sort of thing that should matter to everyone, especially me. Thank you for your help. You may go now.
You may go now. He says, I may go now, and then he just leaves. What a self-important turd. Alright. So yeah, at this point, I am going to skim this library. I'm going to go through it with a fine-tooth comb and see if I can find anything pertinent to our story. Anything that Alusell thinks or finds important. And if that sounds like exciting viewing to you, then you are a sick puppy and you need to seek help. So on that note, I'm going to cut the episode here. I'm going to go through this this place, and I'm not going to put you through that. I'm not going to record any of that, but I'll pick it back up here and summarize my findings in the next episode. Thanks a lot for tuning in, and I will see you next time. Bye.